Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from the basement bunker beneath Keller Radio. Welcome to the Fourth Hour. It's great to have you back. Let's get going because some of this is just it's cracking me up. And I hope you find some of this funny as well. Because the politics of the last 4 years, there was nothing funny about it. Let's start with the White House wire that I showed you yesterday. President Trump to remove Harvard's tax-exempt status. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, the president, we are going to be taking away Harvard's tax-exempt status. It's what they deserve, the president says. So it's going to be crazy to watch that. Let's go back to the president's True Social account because there are some other things on there that are worth sharing. This is the stuff I think you're going to be excited about. Gasoline just broke $1.98 a gallon, lowest in years. Groceries and eggs down. Energy down. Mortgage rates down. Unemployment strong. More on that in a moment. Much more good news as billions of dollars pour in from tariffs. Just like I said, we're only in a transition stage, just getting started. Consumers have been waiting for years to see pricing come down. No inflation. The Fed should lower its rate. He is relentless on that issue of the Fed lowering the rates. So it's not something that I necessarily expect to see happen. But I thought I had some more. Oh, yeah, I think it's Breitbart. Some more information here. We're talking about jobs. Let's just skim the front page at Breitbart. Here you go. There it is. U.S. added 177,000 jobs in April. So now that we're into May, the April's jobs numbers are coming out. It was expected that it would be 130,000 jobs. Turns out 177,000 jobs that were created. Over 90% of gains from the private sector. Trump economy defies doomsayers. I think you're going to, and this is what we've talked about, you're going to start seeing things turn around. And it just takes a little bit of time. You can't come in, as the Biden administration did, and kick everything apart, right? You can't come in and you bust this and, kick over the house and disrupt everything, overturn the furniture, and it takes a little bit of time, man. You got to have a little bit of time to be able to address that, and we're already starting to see that. So that's great news as you head into the weekend here. At least I think. 60 minutes. This just cracks me up. The 60 Minutes Kamala Harris interview is receiving an Emmy nomination. An Emmy nomination. I can't even get through the headline without laughing. Are you kidding me? They were nominated for Outstanding Edited Interview. Oh, man. I mean, I just wake up every day. It's worse than the day before. it's going to get better. No, it's still bizarro world. It's absolutely crazy. I got to find the bizarro world sign again. I've got the entering bizarro world, the street sign. It's time to start displaying that again. So let's see what's going on here. The nominations were announced yesterday. 60 Minutes landed several nods, most notably in the outstanding edited interview category for the primetime special featuring Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Oh, boy. Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. Okay, there's a few other stories I wanted to share. This, and I've heard about this guy, and I mentioned to you there was a story that was trending a few days ago about Democrats filing Trump impeachment articles again. Democrats were at it again, and it's some representative you never heard of before. He's a Democrat. Is it from Michigan? I think he's from Michigan. Yeah. Here he is. Here's his name. Representative Thanadar of Michigan filed several articles of impeachment. Now, here's the rest of the story, okay? Democrats are furious with his impeachment articles. They say he misled them. He told them the leadership supported it. According to Axios, he not only gave the impression leadership backed him, but he even signed at least one colleague onto this. So now they're saying they want their names removed. They want their names removed. They don't want to be a part of it. And here he is. I really hesitate to judge people based on appearance. Sometimes it's hard not to. Yeah, I'm human like everybody else and can be petty at times, admittedly. Some said he sounded like some Sith Lord from Star Wars. You gotta have fun. Seriously, you cannot share some of this news or even read it, consume it. I think you've got to keep your sense of humor about you because the world's crazy, brother. The world is absolutely upside down nuts. So you got to keep a sense of fun and you can be serious about it. Nothing wrong with having fun too, right? Right? We like having fun. So, anyway, he told some co-sponsors this was a sanctioned move by leadership. It was not. So Axios says there was internal furor in the Democrat Party. And several had signed on, included 7 articles of impeachment. But Tuesday, they went to the House floor and asked for their names to be taken off. Jerry Nadler. Jerry Nadler. It's so bad that even Jerry Nadler is asking for his name to be taken off. He never met an impeachment article against Trump that he didn't love. And he wants his name taken off. That tells you how bad this is, man. So spokespeople say they had signed on because they assumed it had been reviewed by leadership when they learned it was not. They wanted their names removed. So this piece of Town Hall saying he's a disaster. He's been involved in some reported shady business dealings. He abused Beagles regarding some of his pharmaceutical testing. Ooh, boy. I got to go back. I'm seeing some of this for the first time. Democrats have already declared they're challenging him, labeling him out of touch. How would any Democrat even know when another Democrat is out of touch? And I ask that very sincerely, and I would love to see your responses in the comment section. How would any Democrat know that any other Democrat is out of touch? Because it seems like the whole party is just, they're boozing it up as they go out right over the cliff. I mean, they're having the time of their lives, and they have no idea that they just got off the cliff. Oh, how do you not laugh at that stuff? You really, you kind of have to. I try to, and I hope you feel that way too. Okay, no, CNN. Let's go to CNN. Another piece from Town Home at Vespa. CNN producers must be in agony for having to post this. The latest Trump-Kamala Harris poll is brutal. Yeah. Trump, even with, supposedly things are so bad. We got the tariffs and we got the, markets are in turmoil and all of it. It's so bad. All of this stuff is so bad. And Trump still has better numbers than Kamala Harris. Who's surprised by that? I mean, that's just, of course he does. I mean, you please do not tell me that you were surprised by this. I mean, give me a break. So Vespa writes, we've heard this before, right? The economy is volatile. Trump supporters regret their vote. The fake news media has been doing a full court press on that psyop. It's not true. Yeah, I certainly don't believe, I don't believe it's true. The New York Times, Brett Stevens says many of his Trump friends are saying that. What friends, dude? It shows that these legacy media types don't know Trump voters. They don't. I would totally agree with that. Well, some of my Trump friends are. Hey, can you imagine? You're a reporter at the New York Times. What kind of Trump friends do you have? What kind of Republicans are those? What kind of rhino types are those? Give me a break. Now, listen, there is a piece of video here, and I was watching this earlier, which is a little bit off the focus of this story, I think, but it's worth sharing with you. And it's pollster Frank Luntz, which is, if you follow political polls, Frank Luntz is a name I think that's common to I want to increase the size of that screen here just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. This is pollster Frank Luntz talking about what's going on. And here it comes.
I've been mocked for saying I'm surprised about this, but I'm surprised about this, that Trump voters who acknowledge that they're worth less today than they were on election day, that the 401ks they depend on for their future has been hurt, has been damaged, and yet they stand behind him. They'll make excuses that the markets were overbought. They'll make excuses that we need to level set.
Those are not excuses. I just shared with you, job numbers are up. There's other great economic news out there. So what Luntz is saying here is absolute garbage.
They were willing to accept personal pain,
which I believe they were,
for them to get a readjustment of the relationship between the U.S. and China, a readjustment of the relationship between the U.S. and the rest of the world. They'll take personal pain to get that readjustment. And Andrew, I've never seen this before, because usually when you're hurt economically, that changes your perspective and your politics. Not with these people. You're standing firm.
Not with these people. No, I don't. There's nothing wrong with being patient. And that's what you and I have talked about. We've talked about it on the show. We've talked about it here. Be patient. This can take a little bit of time. You can't come in and upend everything over the course of a 4-year period and then in 100 days think it's all going to be fixed. Now, I know that you got some nitwits who think that way. I'm not one of them. And neither are you, because first of all, you're thoughtful and you live in Realville, right? You're on Main Street. You're grounded on Main Street, common sense. So the tariff policy and what was going on. And I shared this yesterday about CNN's Harry Enton delivering a 1-2 punch to Democrats and Kamala Harris, because CNN did this poll and Trump just is still out ahead of Kamala Harris. And I'm like, really? Do the Democrats want to do that again? They want Kamala again? Some do. So anyway, he said he posted the poll results, and others said CNN producers must be in agony for having to post this. Oh, forgive me for laughing like a goofball, but that stuff to me is just absolutely funny. I just love seeing it. All right. Jonathan, I guess deplorables are smarter, more disciplined investors than liberals. Tom saying any personal pain from Trump policy is nothing compared to the pain from Biden and Democrat policies. Thank you, Tom. Edgy. Luntz, the dunce. I'm going to steal that, man. Luntz, the dunce. Facing the reality that pollsters really know nothing. His big attempt to stay relevant is to portray Trump supporters as delusional. That's all he can do. And what I find so beautiful about that is, Luntz is out there making those comments, and no sooner does he make them than the markets and what's going on and the numbers, we're seeing the job numbers, all of that stuff just shows he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. And I'm like, exactly. I don't think that comes as, so much of this stuff does not come as a surprise to me. So if I'm not surprised, I know you're not, because most of you are out in front of me on a lot of these issues. Excuse me. Those coughs, it's my medication. I apologize. Yes, I'm heavily medicated. All right. I do. I tell you, every morning it's like a fist pills, my hands full of pills, stroke pills, high blood pressure pills, and they make me cough. So I apologize for that. So I'm trying to see if you guys got any more comments, but so many of these folks, it's just absolutely incredible. The impeachment articles against Trump, it's just the same old playbook. Democrats and Jerry Nadler now wanting to have his name removed from the impeachment, articles. He was all about it before, thought the leadership was behind it, and so he was all in favor. But now, you know what that demonstrates to you? You're not a free thinker. You're not a free thinker. Leaderships, I want nothing to do with this. If you believed it, right? I mean, if you believe it, you believe it. That to me is what's part of that story that's just so absolutely laughable. Hey, we're going to leave it there for today. That's a wrap from the bunker. You made it to the end of the video, so you are part of my gallery of champions. I want to thank you so much, and especially those of you who are here every day and you're leaving your comments. You are the Bunker Brigade, and I couldn't do this without all of you. Thank you so much. I want to wish you a really wonderful weekend. Until Monday, I'm underground and gone.